Welcome, inhabitants of Planet Geek. I am, as always, your proprietor, Troy, and I'd like to welcome you to my latest vlog. You know what? It's movie time on Planet Geek. Today I'm going to talk about a couple of movies that I've recently seen, including one that I just recently saw today. Just a little background that I've always enjoyed going to the theater to watch movies. My parents, since I was a little kid, have always taken me out to the movies. Me and my brother, we've always had a great family outings to see movies. So they've always instilled this love of going to the theater to see movies. Not to mention that I enjoy like collecting movies and watching them at home and all that because, you know, you can see a lot more when you got it right there next to you in front of your face, like where you can pause it and rewind it and whatever. So today, like I said, I'm going to do 4 movies. I'm going to do three little quick ones that I've seen over the past month, and then a big one for today's movie. So, quickie movie number 1 was The Hobbit. I saw that IMAX, 3D, high frame rate. Great way to see it. The high frame rate takes a little getting used to, or at least it was for me. It took about 20 minutes because of all the detail that it picks up. Makes everything make it look like it's moving a little too fast, but it really isn't. It's just that your eye is seeing so much more detail. Fan of the original? Go see it. Haven't seen the originals? Still go see it. It is a great adventure. Okay, if you're into those type of movies, if you're into adventure or sci-fi or fantasy, go see this movie. It's really, really cool. The second movie is Killing Them Softly, a gangster flick. I really didn't know what I was going to be expecting to see when I went to see this, but you know what? I enjoyed the movie. It wasn't anything spectacular. I wasn't blown away or anything like that. I did get the sense that it was more of a a film festival type movie, one that you'd see at like TIFF or something like that. Or again, I don't regret seeing it, but you know what? It was all right. So I would suggest waiting until DVD. Probably won't be out in the theaters much longer because there's so much out there right now. So the third quickie we have is Django Unchained. Nothing to do with Star Wars. But I missed seeing Inglourious Basterds when it originally came out in the theaters. So I was glad that I got to see this. And I saw it on January 1st, which everyone was off work except for obviously those that are working at the movie theater. And it was just a jam-packed theater, which is a really great way to see it. The audience was so into the film, and it's so cool when a whole entire audience reacts the same way you're reacting. Not to give too much away, but really, really early in the movie, there is a kill, the second kill, actually, of the movie, which sets the tone for the whole entire picture. So it's like you see this, and it's like, oh, that's how this movie's going to be? Well, all right, I'm on board for this. But the whole entire audience got the same emotional reaction from this. And you know what? It goes like that throughout the whole entire movie. People are laughing when they're laughing, and like you can hear like the silence when you're like you can feel the silence when it's really there. It's just so well done. Tarantino, chock full of his characters and his words and all that sort of thing. So, fan of Tarantino, go see it. Fan of spaghetti westerns, go see it. If you're a fan of blaxploitation movies, go see it. It's just a really good movie. Now, for the movie that I saw today, which I did just after work about 4 hours ago, as I quickly glance over the clock to see what time it is, I saw Texas Chainsaw 3D. That's right, 3D. I don't know why I did that. That doesn't look 3D at all. It's just my head getting huge. One thing to know that this is actually a third movie in the original series. Not the remake. The original series, like the 70, 80 Texas Chainsaw Massacre. So this is a third movie in that progression, and it actually, you don't have to have seen the first two, because it has a previously on sort of sequence at the very beginning to give you a rough outline of what happened in the first two movies, and then sets up its own movie just at the end of the second movie. Seems a little confusing, but if you see it, you'll understand what I mean. And then it jumps to present day where, well, present day if it were October of last year, because that's when the movie actually takes place, just before Halloween of 2012. So that's basically the setup. It's got everything you need in a horror movie. It's got like really attractive lead actors. It's got town folks that like are like weary of the new people there. It's got a classic monster in it. It's got some great kills. Doesn't go like abstract with the kills. Not like they do in Saw. This is like the guy uses a chainsaw, and as like he uses it on the body parts, you're like, oh my god, that's how it would look. Like, I'm sure, but you get what I mean. It's more realistic than anything else, which is really cool, which is what the original movies were. They were realistic, sort of. The movie itself isn't as gritty as the first two, which would have been kind of neat, but again, technology's sake for technology's sake, that's what they looked like back then because that's what they had to work with, and then this is what they had now to work with. The movie is in 3D. Again, it is the third movie, so it's got to be in 3D. No, but you know what? The 3D works. I've seen some gimmicky horror films in the past that the 3D just doesn't really need to be there. Like, for example, My Bloody Valentine. No, it wasn't that great of a movie to begin with. Why remake it and in 3D? I have no idea. But this the 3D works really well in like about like 6 really cool scenes, and one like isn't even close to like a kill scene. It does one of those like pan zooms sort of thing, like the zoom in and like the background moves out with the character stands still sort of thing. That in 3D looks spectacular. That being said, it is only really cool in like 6 scenes. So it doesn't really need to be in 3D, but I thought it was still really fun to see in 3D. Seeing the chainsaw come at you like a couple of times in the movie is kind of neat. Now, the theater I was in, I was also offering the D-Box, where the seat like moves and shakes and rumbles to go along with the movie. An extra $8 on top of the ticket, plus the $3 that I paid for the 3D, because I had to see it in 3D, because they don't have a 2D version of it at this theater. It would have made it quite an expensive ticket to see, so I decided to opt not to. I think I'll check it out on like the cheap Tuesday night to see what it's like, and then maybe I'll repost about that. I would say if you're a fan of the original series, go see it. If you like horror films, go see it. Again, it's not like graphically gory. It's got its great scares. It's got its classic. The soundtrack is great too, and it leads up. It's got a couple of false cues, so it's really cool. Oh, do yourself a favor, stick around for the end of the credits. There's an extra little nugget just to wrap up its story and all that sort of thing. So I suggest go see it. I really enjoyed it. But then again, I really like horror films, so even if it's a bad horror film, I'll still enjoy it. Well, that about wraps it up here for movie reviews. Hopefully next week I'll have another movie review, probably between Friday next week, all the way around to Tuesdays, when I'll try and see a movie in the theater. If I don't see a movie by then, I'll go out and buy one and then do a review and hopefully have it before next week. If you have any questions or any comments, just put it downstairs in the comment section here. And if you also want to check out some of my other stuff that I do, you can go to Tumblr and look it up under Zombie Tony Stark if you want to ask me any questions there, or if you want to check out some of my costuming stuff and all that. I have all that there. I'll put a link in the description as well for that. So I guess that's it. And until next time that I see you, I'll see you. Bye-bye.